tournaments are always fantastic. So Sylva, Sweden in the blue, Beqiri, Albania in the red. Luca Vadalonga of Italy, our referee. This is a round of 64 in the light middleweight 71 kilo division. Orthodox fighter in Beqiri, southpaw in Sylva.
Round one.
Looking to try and fire that right hand over the top there, just punch up with it, Beqiri. And again, a bit like a couple of fights we've seen so far in Ring A, the physical difference between the two is very obvious. Good right hand there from Beqiri, gets nice and low, shoots up with it. Sylva is by far the taller, the leaner of the two, the much longer reach, and it's just a question of really whether he can make that pay, because stylistically, Beqiri is going to come to him. He's got to try and get inside that wingspan to land his punches. And for Sylva's part, he needs to use that jab. He needs to try and catch him on the way in. He needs to use that height and reach, try and keep it on the outside. He can box this fight at a range that Beqiri can't, quite simply, but it isn't always as simple as that. And he comes there, Beqiri. The head travels in a little bit low at times. He didn't really land the right hand. That time he did get through with it, I think. And when he throws it, he tends to dip off to his left-hand side. And what he's looking to do there is throw it and then get right on your shoulder. It makes it a shot to nothing, makes it hard to counter. He gets really, really low. That time he threw it and then just looked to try and roll off to the left a little bit. Long kind of raking left hand there from Sylva. And there's that right hand. He's there for the uppercut when he throws it, because he really does dip into it. Good body work there from Beqiri. Just feinted with that front foot there, Sylva. Seeing if he can draw that charge from Beqiri. He didn't bite. Again, just closes that gap nice and quick there, Beqiri, but I don't think anything really got through clean there. A left hand, I think, did land from Sylva. He just tucks up nicely, pulls his weight back, gets that chin behind the shoulder. Right hand into the body there from Beqiri, who's had the high work rate of the two in this opening round, and did land a nice solid right hand right at the start of it. So in terms of punches landed, I would say that this will go his way. Sylva needs to up it a bit here, I think. He looks nice and studied, nice and concentrated, but maybe just waiting a little bit too long in that opening round, I would say. Watching some replays from that opening round, and I just noticed Superman away to my right-hand side. Roy Jones is in the Adolphe Sylva corner as a second. Not many people get to say that. He was on fine form at the opening ceremony. Live rendition of Can't Be Touched. I've seen it a few times. It never gets old. One song and out.
Seconds out.
So not loads in that opening round, but the score's reflecting what I saw there. 4 judges going in favour of Alban Beqiri. He was the more aggressive of the two, landed the better shots of the two, so a 4-1 split in his favour at the end of round 1, and he needs to up it here, Sylva. He needs to do a bit more, quite simply. Let his hands go a bit more, be first a little bit more, and I think he's looking to do that because he's on the front foot at the start of this round. Looking to try and take the centre of the ring. Nice left hand into the body there. And even just holding that lead hand out there, it makes Beqiri think a bit. It gives him something to contemplate. Because what it, at the very least, shows you is what you've got to try and get inside. And that time, he committed to the 1-2, but he's well short with it. He didn't use that obstacle of the lead hand in the first round there, Sylva. And it's distracting Beqiri. Right hand into the body there, though, from the Albanian. And just reaching again for the 1-2. The right hand probably just about got there from Beqiri. But this is good from Sylva so far in round 2. Tactically, he's made a little adjustment here. Because he has got that height and reach. He can box this from the outside. And those scoring blows are what you need to land. The knuckle part of the glove landing on the target area. It doesn't have to be the hardest punch you've ever seen in your life. Left hand landed from Sylva. Beqiri then got onto the inside and looked to try and land a couple of body shots. Then looks for that jab that he looks to shoot up. And now he's looking to try and get on top of Sylva a little bit here. And Sylva needs to make sure he's got a reply for this. Because he controlled things nicely in the opening half of the round there. A bit low, I think, the right hand. He kind of tripped as he came forward, I think. Oh, clash of heads. Clash of heads. Some blood up in the hairline on the right-hand side of the head there of Beqiri, which the doctor will have to have a look at. But I don't think this is going to be a problem because it's not running into the eye. I immediately said clash of heads because that's, in all likelihood, how that's happened. It's difficult to see how a puncher would have caused that. But it's just running down the side of his face. It'll be slightly distracting because he'll be able to feel it, but what you don't want is a cut in and around the eye where the blood runs into the eye and obscures the vision. That can be a problem. The referee will give us some kind of signal. And there's a right hand there which was a little bit low, and I think that's where it came. He brought his head in a little bit low. We have mentioned a couple of times that he does tend to do that. Well, I think the referee might have... Well, the referee has called the fight over here. And I said it was unlikely to happen, but the doctor has decided that cut is too severe and boxing cannot continue. So what will happen now is that second round will be scored by the judges, and we essentially have a 2-round fight on the scorecards. We know that Beqiri was 4-1 up from the first round. I would say that he was leading that second round when the halt came. Maybe not too much in it, but he could well have been. So this could be interesting. And of course, we could have some even cards here, or rather we could have a draw. That's possible, in which case it goes to the tie break, and there is the damage. And that's really unfortunate. It's the last thing that anybody wants. But you look at it there, it doesn't look great, does it? At first glance, it didn't look too bad, but I could see why the doctor has stopped that, because that is pretty nasty, and it's just going to keep bleeding. I don't think the corner would really be able to stop it. The bleeding, I mean. So let's see what we get.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards due to a premature injury. Your winner via split decision is in the red corner representing Albania, Alban Beqiri.
So Beqiri gets it by split decision. He was 4-1 up going into that first round, and the second round I felt had been more Sylva's than it had been his by the time it was called to a halt, but he did enough, and through he goes. And they'll need to have a look at that cut. They'll need to do a little bit of work on that cut to try and seal that up before we see him again. But just a very unfortunate way for things to finish. He's absolutely gutted, Adolphe Sylva, just looking at him away to our right-hand side. I think he felt